In Porsche's words, not ours, the 918 Spyder is the sports car of the future. Except that it's here, right now, and we've driven it. And it's a fair bit more incredible than we were expecting.
In my hand here, I have the 2nd of March 2011 edition of Autocar, in which you can see there was a road test of the Bugatti Veyron Supersport. And in the road test, we concluded with the words, right now, it's hard to imagine how another car anywhere will ever eclipse the Veyron Supersport. But who knows, question mark. 2.5 years later, we're at the launch of the 918 Spyder. And I've just been looking at the performance figures for the 918 Spyder, and up to about 190 miles an hour, it's quicker than the Veyron Supersport. I cannot imagine what that's going to feel like, but now it's time to find out. You start moving in what is at the moment the world's fastest car, and there's no engine noise at all. Listen, it's like a milk float. There's this Porsche's equivalent to a kind of Manatino switch down here, which you dial up, you go into hybrid mode from E mode, then you go to sports mode, then you go to race mode, then you go to hot laps mode, during which time the response from everything just gets that much sharper and you go quicker. You've got electric motor at the front, you've got electric motor at the back for each axle, plus a bleeding great 4.6 V8 in the middle, which as yet hasn't contributed to proceedings, but let me put my foot down harder out of here and it wakes up. I hope you heard that. That was nothing other than me putting my foot down that much harder to get that thing to come to life. Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm going to go to sport. The whole thing just feels more urgent, more switched on, and just faster.
That's Walter Roll in front, driving a new 911 Turbo S, by the way, and driving it quite hard, as you'll see. But the 918 Spyder isn't all about going mentally fast around circuits. Even though it's just set a record-breaking time of 6 minutes 57 seconds around the Nürburgring, it's also about being green, running for 20 miles on e-power alone, returning a theoretical 94.1 mpg on the combined cycle, and emitting less nasty stuff into the atmosphere than the average Super Mini. And all of these things it does very well, but in the end, it's about going fast. Really, really fast.
Okay, now I'm in hot laps mode. And now it feels like a proper sports car. No, it doesn't. It feels like an absolute animal.
Remember, that's Walter doing his utmost in a Turbo S in front. But the 918 is so fast that I could actually short shift most of the way around the lap and still stay with him. Look.
Tiny bit of understeer, but not much. It's interesting what happens to the brake feel when you're on the move. When you really start to use the brakes hard and use them properly, then you get a nice feel through the pedal. If you use them lightly, where you are, and the guy in the 911 Turbo in front of me has just gone straight off the circuit.
It's not just the 918's mad straight line performance that's so impressive though. It's the handling and steering precision it has, the grip it develops everywhere, and the pure speed that it can carry through any given corner. It is truly one of Porsche's most memorable cars, and there have been quite a few of those over the years.
This is a serious weapon. Okay, we've done our quick laps now. What have we learned on those quick laps? I'm going back into sport mode, and they want me to shift manually, which I will do via the paddles, just so I can discharge all the power that's been built up by braking hard. Oh, what do you learn? What do you learn in this car? It's amazing. It's got all this tech. I mean, masses and masses of tech, out 23rd century tech. And yet, when you put it in either race or hot laps mode, it just feels like a really, really fast, incredibly well sorted, very composed super sports car. The noise it makes is fantastic, and the lack of understeer and the way it turns in is just beautiful. Okay, the feel of the brakes under gentle braking is not nice. There's something kind of unnatural going on, and that is because there is something slightly unnatural going on. It's using the electric motors to generate the first half G of stopping power. But beyond that, it just feels like a really well sorted, staggeringly fast, just brilliant supercar. It also feels a lot lighter than I thought it would do on a track like this. I think if you were to try and stay anywhere near this car in a Veyron, even a Veyron Supersport around this circuit, you would fall off within 2 corners. This thing would dust a Veyron Supersport on a track. And do you know what the amazing thing is? It's really not that far off in a straight line either. The 0 to 186 mile an hour / 300 kilometers an hour time says that this car is 1 second slower than the Bugatti Veyron Supersport that we figured 2 or 3 years ago. That is amazing. That's incredible. What an extraordinary car. What will they do next? What will they come up with to better this in X number of years' time? Oh, we just keep saying that nowadays though. Blimey. What this is though, what the 918 really is so far the ultimate combination of tech and conventional wisdom. And for 99% of the time it combines the two beautifully. There's going to be 918 very, very lucky people in the world that own this car, and before I drove it I was a little bit sceptical that there would be sufficient numbers of people for Porsche to sell them all, that 918 people will buy this car, but it is so good. Surely they will eventually shift them all. They deserve to. It's that good.